Hey guys, Brandy here from Sewing Back, and it's another Saturday morning, which means more chores to get done. And one of the ones I wanted to tackle was one that I have not done in a while, and that is I have four floating shelves. I have them on this side and this side over here where I keep like my coffee beans, my rice, that kind of stuff, and some spices and things like that. And it is time to take everything off of the shelf. And so I have a warm, soapy rag, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to clean all of this dust that gets collected. I love these open shelves, but I only have four because they get very dusty. That was something I read when I went with this design. So don't forget to take everything off and clean those open shelves. So guys, can you see all that dust is gone? And I did make one change with my glasses, particularly the ones that are up here. A lot of them are missing. One, I thinned them out. I don't need that many coffee mugs. Two, several of them were dusty and dirty, and so one of the things I actually learned in my training that I had this past week was glasses should be actually all of them should be turned upside down. I don't quite know how my plates would work, but I really should have my bowls turned upside down. The only reason I'm not too worried is because I do have this underneath it, and we go through those so fast. However, up here, things get pushed to the back and we don't necessarily go through them. I may actually flip my little salsa bowls up there and so that they're not collecting dust, but you're really supposed to have everything turned upside down so that contaminants and things can't get in there. This is particularly important if you have someone in your family who is immunocompromised or over the age of 65, because your immune system is not as strong after the age of 65, or if you have a little one up through the age of about 7 years old, they're still building up their immune system. So you may think this is kind of silly, but these are some changes. Now I can't unsee what I have seen. And no, you can't keep all germs, but one of the things that in your kitchen, foodborne illness hospitalizes millions of people every year, and a lot of times it has everything to do with washing our hands and making sure that our stuff is clean and sanitized. It is very much related to a lot of that, and then improper cooking and temperature and holding temperatures and how long things are left out. And that's important. And so if you're in one of those categories, and you may think, well, I'm not immunocompromised, but maybe you have somebody who has asthma or something in your family that affects your immune system. So I am happy with how this looks. I think I may go ahead and flip my bowls. I don't know how I would do that with my plates. I'll have to think about that. But anyway, it's all clean and dusted. So if you have, and even if you have closed shelving, you get things in there too. And not only that, it doesn't have as much light. And so you may have pest issues because those are dark places that pests like to go. Pests are everywhere. And the best way not to spread illnesses, diseases, is to stop that to begin with. So you should be looking for any evidence of pest issues. And if so, start addressing those in the way that you see fit. I will say the biggest one is an entry into your house. So that it's not sprays and all that. It really is cleaning. So there's nothing for them. And entries into your home, because as it gets cold, they will try to come in. So keep that in mind if you are doing fall cleaning. But anyway, I've got to get to the other side, and some of those herbs, I've got new canisters and things I picked up, so I want to change some of that stuff out. But I just wanted to show you some things I've learned that maybe you hadn't thought of. And if you notice my big cups up here, those have sealed lids, so those are okay to be upright like that. But if you're a canner, if you do any of food preservation, you really need to be paying attention to your cleanliness in your home. That is a big, 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 important thing you must do. And yes, I do have paper plates because, you know, paper plates keep a marriage happy, if you didn't know that. So anyway, I'll show you everything when I get it done. Milo, Milo, you need to get off the table, dude. Yeah, yeah. So guys, it's the next morning and I wanted to show you the kitchen. I got everything dusted. Everything is nice and clean. My apple butter is going. Look what I harvested for our first frost. So there's a green bean cannon video coming up soon. I got bread. I dusted all that. I actually got a new spice rack, and this was at Costco, and it came with a lot of the spices. It holds extra utensils, which is why I ended up getting it, because my other one is always full, and so just trying to put organization in place. So, and I switched out my spices so that, you know, spices dull over time, and some of them just go bad or rancid. So just if you don't use certain ones, you need to make sure you're keeping up with that. I cleaned my stove. I degreased my vent hood. I took all that out, and it was just, oh, I've got my apple butter in the crock pot going. But look at my new jars. Okay, these were at Costco, and it was for $14.99. You got 4. You got 2 of this size, 1 of this size, 1 of this size. So I got 2 sets of them. They were normally $30 for the 4, and they have them on sale, or they had them on sale at mine. That's still going because I went back and got another one once I started doing this, and it looks so good. And then I went through all of my other stuff. All the cobwebs are gone. You can see I dusted the shelf, the open shelving, and let's see, on this side I washed my cabinets. You got to do that every so often, especially if you have animals. And so as you can see, I have all my stuff. I ended up turning the paper plates over on top of my plates, and those bowls fall off if I flip them, so those will just have to be, but I did turn the other ones over. But yes, and y'all, let me tell you about this little light I got. I love this light. Okay, so I got this. It looks like chicken wire, and it's a candle warming thing, which I don't even care so much about that. The one I have, it smells like pine trees or something, but I don't put a whole lot in it. But look how cute that is. It warms it up, and it has such a nice light in the evenings. And I think I paid like 20 bucks for it at Bass Pro Shop. And this is like one of my favorite things. I just love this thing. And so yeah, I cleaned out my sink really well. And those are a couple tomatoes, yellow boys, that I saved before our frost that we got. We had an early frost this year. And I still got a little basil holding on. So yeah, and you can see I did all that. Cleaned my coffee machine. So I had such a productive day yesterday. It felt amazing waking up, and this was done. Oh, and I don't think I forgot the pantry. All right, guys, and so the pantry, I came in, I cleaned everything out. There are some lunch boxes in there. It may seem a little chaotic, but I know exactly what I have in here. I threw out any items that needed to be thrown out, and I know what I have, you know. And again, kind of like the freezer, we're working on eating what we have and using up what we have. And that was one of the reasons I could get those extra items I did at Costco. Kitty, get out of there. See, he wants to hide in here. He loves to get in small spaces. He's crazy, but I love him. So anyway, So I cleaned out this. So now in the last 2 weekends, my freezers all have been cleaned out. My pantry has been cleaned out. My kitchen has been deep cleaned. And yeah, and I haven't shown this, but I've actually been going through my closet. I've got a pile of stuff that is in my trunk of my car for Goodwill. And my kids have been encouraging them to do the same. One of them has done it. So anyway, how are you getting like fall cleaning, like deep cleaning before it gets really cold and you just want to hanker down? So let me know in the comments. You doing kitty gymnastics? I swear y'all, he does this every morning. Yeah, get your workout in. There you go. Get it in.